Today I'm going to be doing a review of the XP Pen Artist 13.3 Pro. It's the newest tablet from XP Pen, the cheap Cintiq alternative. So basically, the good folks at XP Pen contacted me and asked if I'd like to do a review of their newest tablet. And I said sure. So this is that. What's funny about me doing any sort of review for a tablet is that this is my tablet. It's a Cintiq 21UX. It's the first Cintiq they came out with. There's buttons on the back of here. I never noticed that before. I don't know what they're for. Anyway. Okay, so I decided the best way to review this thing would be to use it in my regular workflow for a day or so, and that's exactly what I did. That's the footage that you see playing right now. Alright, so overall, I like it a lot. There's a few drawbacks, but they're all things I can live with, and people who don't already have Cintiq mannerisms embedded in their muscle memory probably won't even notice, so that's pretty cool. It makes nice lines that I feel are comparable to a Cintiq, and dare I say it, I actually feel like I have a little bit better control over them. Like, sometimes on my 21UX, I find myself having to, sketch out a line that really should just be one swift movement. And on this, I find I can pretty much just make the movement and commit to it and know that the tablet is gonna follow through with it. So something kind of cool about this tablet is it has tilt support. That used to be a Wacom exclusive, but now the XP Pen Pro has it as well. I don't really use tilt in my work, so if this is something you use regularly in your work, you might be able to tell a slight difference, but I couldn't. I also scratch that, love that this tablet only needs one cord and it can be powered by my laptop. I mean, that's such a major deal for me. It's 2019. I'm fucking done plugging shit into walls. Seriously though, I go visit my family for the holidays, and usually when I do, I have to bring my work with me. So my options are to either take my 21UX, smother it in bubble wrap, and take it onto the plane with me, like a madwoman. Or I can ask one of my many friends who own a first generation 13HD Cintiq if I can borrow that. A lot of people I knew got these 13HD Cintiqs when they first came out, and none of them use them anymore. The only time they ever get used is when I ask to borrow them to go visit my family for Christmas once a year. And while I deeply appreciate that they let me borrow them, the amount of cords on that thing is infuriating. So many fucking cords. There's so many fucking cords. And by the time I'm done, figuring out what's supposed to go where and, how to set it all up, then I turn it on and, the screen is upside down and backwards because it thinks I'm gonna orient the tablet a different way. And it's just, the amount of setup that it requires is so cumbersome. At that point, I'd rather just not work. Those are older models than this, so it's not a one-to-one comparison, but I like that I can just have a work day with my friends when I'm visiting back home, or set up in a local coffee shop when living in LA and working out of my apartment makes me stir crazy. Now, it does come with an AC adapter, if you feel like being a caveman. It also comes with regional adapters, so you can work from any country you'd like. You can be a caveman anywhere. Anyway, I'm just really excited about the portability of this laptop. It's not a laptop. Anyway, I'm super excited about how portable this tablet is. I've been holding off on buying a tablet for a while because that was kind of a big issue for me. So for me, this is one of the most exciting things about this tablet. So for this portion, I'd like to do a pen pressure test in Photoshop. One of the first things people like to test with these is whether or not I can do a slow diagonal line without being really jittery. And this seems to be doing that just fine. Any jitters there are from my hand, so let's try it with a, well, not a ruler, but a greeting card I have sitting on my desk. Yeah, that's a pretty smooth diagonal line as far as I'm concerned. And fair warning, I'm not particularly good at value changes myself, so I feel like any little jumping here might just actually be because I'm suddenly pressing way harder, and not because the tablet's having a hard time responding. It seems to be responding pretty well, actually. I don't exactly... See, that's me. This weird jumpiness is me. I don't really color this way with tablets anymore. I kind of used to back in the day, and now I don't. Yeah, so that's pretty responsive, man. It can do really light. It can do really dark when you press harder. Smooth lines, very responsive. This, yeah. That's cool. Neat. That's fun. A lot of people like to do hatching lines. A lot of people like to do fast hatching lines, but I don't know, I'm not good at that. Seems to be handling them all right. I was messing around with it a little earlier and I was getting a little bit of like fish hooking in my lines, but my Photoshop settings were kind of weird, or rather I didn't have everything set up right. But it seems to be just fine. That's another thing I should say. Any like problems that I've had with this tablet, setting it up, testing it, haven't actually been with this tablet. They've been with like Photoshop or Windows. But yeah, those seem to be good. It seems to be good. Maybe I can, it's kind of fun. Whoop. Alright, now I'm gonna draw a cube that any 10-year-old could do better than me. But, god damn it, I'm doing it for the sake of the pen test. And yeah, it's working pretty well. It'd be really funny if like that last time I was like, and yeah, oh god! The only minor nitpick that I have with this tablet is that the pen is fucking huge for some reason. I'm just kidding. Oh fuck, I can't get it out of the thing. Oh no. My fingers hurt because I started playing guitar again recently. Oh, there we go. It's a regular size pen. Okay, for real. The only minor nitpick that I have with this tablet is there's a very slight parallax effect. Parallax is basically the space between the pen tip and where the cursor is on the screen. So this tablet has a laminated screen. I've also heard it called a bonded screen, which is to reduce parallax. And for a while, Cintiq alternatives didn't have this, but it seems like they're kind of catching on now, and the XP Pen Artist Pro has this feature as well. This is one of those areas where I think Cintiq is just going to be a little more accurate because they've been at it for longer. But that said, the difference is small enough not to be super distracting. It didn't disrupt my workflow at all. Like I said, if you don't have prior Cintiq experience and this is your first tablet, you might not even notice it at all. So it's very slight, and it's absolutely not a deal breaker for me, especially for the price. There is one other minor thing I have to say, and it's that for some reason, the one they sent me has an air bubble in it. Before you ask, yes, I took the protective film off of it. This is a little air bubble in the laminated screen, but it's on an inactive part of the screen, and it's very, very small, so I'm not super worried about it. It was just a little bit of a shock to see that right out of the box. I've watched a lot of other people's reviews of this tablet, and no one else seems to have encountered anything like that, so I doubt there's any sort of like quality control issue with these tablets. Maybe this is something that just happened in the shipping process, like maybe it heated up or something, I don't know. It's not causing any sort of issues, but I did want to make a note of that just for honesty's sake. I gotta cut in here. It is later at night, and I'm editing the footage from earlier, and I was gonna shoot some B-roll of the fucking air bubble in the screen, but it's gone. It's just gone, you guys. Like, it's just fucking gone. I don't know where it went. I have no proof that it ever existed. I guess it just needed to settle in a bit, but it's fucking gone. So, criticism redacted, I guess, but like, now I'm thinking the tablets might be magic. You heard it here first, folks. XP Pen is the only company with an enchanted tablet on the market right now. I think that's too good of a deal to pass up for $300. Alright, I'd like to talk about the price point and kind of my final thoughts on the whole thing. I feel like XP Pen is really positioning themselves as an affordable, professional quality competitor to Wacom. And I think with the Artist Pro series, they've really stepped up to the plate in that department. That's great news for professionals and beginners alike, industry professionals who are looking for something to carry around, work on their personal stuff with, so they're not stuck stationary at home. But I'd really like to emphasize how cool that is for digital artists who are maybe just starting out, taking it on as a hobby, wanting to learn, and who might not be able to justify spending the money on a Cintiq. This tablet is priced at $299, so just to give you an idea of how that compares, the newest Wacom 13 HD Cintiq goes for about $800, and the Wacom Intuos Pro, the tablet that doesn't have a screen, also goes for about $200 to $300. So to put it one way, let's say your budget is only a few hundo, and maybe you're thinking about starting off with a Wacom Intuos, and maybe if you really like it, you'll consider looking into a display tablet like the Cintiq. Well, with the XP Pen Artist Pro, you could just get a display tablet right out of the gate for the same price as a non-display tablet from Wacom. Now, I can't vouch for XP Pen's models that I haven't tried yet, but just at a glance, it looks like pretty much any product of theirs is about a third of the cost of the comparable Wacom product. It's not a one-to-one comparison, but I do think the phrase, "it's good for the price," is kind of an understatement. I feel like the XP Pen Artist Pro is exceptionally good for the price. Alright guys, so that was my review on the XP Pen Artist Pro. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, but whatever. If you're thinking about purchasing one of these tablets, the good people over at XP Pen gave me some discount codes, so check the description for those links. As for just a general channel update, I am working on Welcome to Hell 2 right now. It's over on my Patreon. I've been posting rough animation updates for the $5 patronsmen. If you'd like to become a patron, you too can see the rough animation updates. If you want to know why it's been taking so long, it's because passion projects don't pay money, so my money depletes while I'm working on Welcome to Hell, and then I gotta go get a job and work in the industry, and then I get some money, but I don't have any time to work on Welcome to Hell. And then when I quit, I can work on Welcome to Hell, but then my money starts depleting, and it's a vicious cycle. Also, I am an adult, which means that I have to pay taxes, and fix my car, and go to jury duty, and all of the other monotonous horrors of being alive. If you'd like to help aid with that, go check out my Patreon. If not, that's fine, I get it. I don't have money either. That's why I'm on Patreon. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. What's that thing that all the kids are doing nowadays when they end the videos like, did that work? I don't know if I can do that. I'm old.